Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Nadia and I like to talk about the mystical and the metaphysical. So if you're interested in that kind of content, stay tuned. Before I get started, I wanted to thank everyone. I have reached over 1,000 subscribers. I am so excited about this news. I hope that you are enjoying my content. Please feel free to DM me if there's anything in particular that you'd like me to talk about. If you have questions in your mind and you don't know the answer to them, I am more than happy to talk about it on this YouTube channel. Also, please remember to leave some comments below. I really appreciate people that leave me comments. Let's get started. This is part 2 of the video that I mentioned about how to raise your vibrations. So just to recap really quick, I mentioned that the bedroom is very important in raising your vibrations, and I also mentioned the importance of saging and what you need to look out for when you're doing your saging. I'm going to look at other areas that you can focus on in order to raise your vibrations. What we also need to realize is that everything is a vibration. Everything. My voice is a vibration, colors have vibrations, my clothes is a vibrations, every single thing you see is a vibration. That is why you need to be very mindful of everything you are doing when trying to raise your vibrations. Another thing I want to talk about is food. Food is very important. The things that you are ingesting into your body has a lot of effects on how your vibration levels are going to be. So don't you notice if you've been healthy for a while, all of a sudden you've had that one unhealthy meal and you really were craving it, and then right after you eat it you're like, oh my god, I just don't feel well. There's a reason behind that, and that's because the vibration of the food is low. I really recommend that when you go to the supermarket, you only focus on fresh produce. That means when I started doing this, I was so shocked to realize that a supermarket as big as a football field, there was only 3 or 4 aisles that I could really buy food from. And I'm not even talking about the full 3 or 4 aisles. It's just like maybe in total, maybe 2.5 aisles or 3. Usually when you go into the supermarket, the first aisle you'll see will be for the fruits and vegetables. So obviously you can help yourself to all of that kind of stuff. And then the fresh meat, the fresh poultry, eggs, those things have very short shelf life, which means you probably have to go to the supermarket every week to get full nutritional value from them. And I personally don't like putting them in the freezer and stuff, but I just feel I'd rather have something fresh. Like if it's gonna expire, then that means that I should not be having it anymore. I don't want to put it in the freezer to increase the shelf life of those specific items. It would be the poultry, the meat, the fish, the eggs, fruits and vegetables. Really, that's about it. You can't really have anything else. And if you're gonna have like oils, you can use like coconut oil, olive oil, just really fresh produce in order to make your food. If you want to go the extra mile, there's people that would recommend that everything you eat shouldn't even be cooked. So that means just fresh fruits and vegetables, and that's about it. And then you'll have people that will say, you know what, I believe that if you are killing an animal, then that animal is suffering. Oh my god, I'm looking at my dog when I'm thinking of this. I'm glad he doesn't understand human language. He does a bit, but he doesn't understand to this level. You know what I mean? Anyway, these are my inner thoughts that I'm sharing with you guys. With that being said, they're like, the animal suffers. So, and if the animal is suffering and you're eating that meat, it's already a negative vibration. And they say you are what you consume. So all of a sudden you have those negative vibrations put in you. And what happens? You're filled with negative vibrations. So that is why some people decide to become vegetarian and vegan. I'm not a vegetarian, I'm not a vegan. I do have days when I decide I'm going to be vegan today or vegetarian, and I just do it for like a few days or whatever just to clean out my system. But I definitely see that there is a lot of logic towards that. I think I've rambled on a bit too much about the food kind of thing. If you have more questions about that, please feel free to DM me and I'll be happy to answer any of your questions. But now let's move on to the next area. Exercise. I can't stress this enough. Exercise is so important. And when sometimes I hear people say like, well, I exercise 3 times a week. If you're just being a couch potato the rest of the time, then 3 times a week is just not going to cut it. And when I say exercise, I'm not telling you have to go to a HIIT class or a spinning class or a boxing class. I do all of those and I love them. It could be anything that induces like an exercise. So it could be like walking, it could be jogging, swimming is a really great one, yoga, it could be Pilates, reformer Pilates, the list goes on. Like there's so many things that you can do, and I think that every person is different in what they prefer to do, and I don't believe that there's a one specific way that is right for people when it comes to exercise. So just do what you like to do, and I would highly recommend that you spend an hour 4 times a week, because they say when you take a 3-day rest from exercise, then it's like you've just reversed all the effort that you put in. And the importance of exercise is because it moves the energy throughout the body and it gets the stagnant energy moving. That energy that is stuck in specific places all of a sudden starts to move throughout the body, and when it starts to move throughout the body, it can even reduce pains in specific place. So if you had like energy, for example, stuck in your shoulder, then all of a sudden you've exercised it and you've been able to move the energy to keep it flowing throughout your body. We should really try to aim to have an active lifestyle. Instead of driving to the store, if you want to buy some stuff, walk to the store. Don't use excuses of like, but I have too many things to buy. Use that and also as an exercise of holding some extra bags in your hand. If you're going to go visit a neighbor, don't drive there, walk there. If you're going to go to the beach, don't just lay there, actually go swimming in the water. Walk around the beach. You don't even have to go swimming, just walk around it, because even just the movement of walking in the sand is so good for your body. And that's just you like throughout the time moving your body around. That brings me to the third point that I want to talk about, which for me is a very important one. So this point that I want to talk about is very important to me because I do notice that specific things related to this really affect my energy levels, and that is to be in nature. You should really aim to be either at the beach, in the forest, in the woods, whatever is your cup of tea. Aim to spend time there. I also recommend that people that have that luxury in order to do these things should aim at doing it by themselves in solitude. At least aim to have half an hour to an hour of that time by yourself. When you are with other people, everyone's energy levels are different, which is different to when you are just there by yourself in solitude. When you are there by yourself in solitude, there is nothing there aside from your energy and the energy of the nature around you. There is no other thing that can influence your energy levels. It also gives you a time to self-reflect, to sit in silence, and to empty your mind out. It's more like think about nothing. Just observe things around you, absorb the energy around you, and take it all in for you. It's a bit difficult to do that when there's someone around, because either you guys are going to be talking or their energy levels are going to be affecting yours, and your energy levels are going to be affecting theirs. That's why I really advise people to spend time in solitude, specifically in nature, because it makes such a difference. All right, guys, so this is part 2. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, subscribe, give it a thumbs up, comment down below. I really appreciate your comments. Add me on Instagram. I put a lot of interesting content on my Instagram. Send me a DM if there's anything in particular you want me to talk about. This was requested from me and I made it into a 2-part video. I hope you're enjoying this for the person who requested it, and see you next time.